Hello, friends, and welcome back to Stories About Entitled People. And let's start with a little story right from the bar. Real considerate guests arriving within an hour before close. We close at 10. It's 9:10 and the bar and dining room have completely cleared out. The phone rings. "Is it too late to come in?" a man asks. "Our kitchen closes at 10, I respond. "We'll be there soon." They come in and see the restaurant empty and apologize profusely. I reassure them it's all right and sit them down. They ask how many kitchen workers are back there. 3. They order 2 Negronis and 3 beers. I bring the drinks. These beers are for the kitchen. I notice from their conversation they're oncologists. These men end up also having a bottle of wine, an appetizer course, a salad course, and main dish. They insist I find out what dessert is most convenient for the worker on pantry. I, of course, tell them to order whatever they want, but they insist. They order the bread pudding because it was the easiest to make. They eat and leave in a timely manner. They give a big thank you to the kitchen, leaving before 10:10. $200 check left me $50. Been in this industry 10 years. I've never before met such a considerate table within an hour before close. Angels exist. And our second story. Karen gets humiliated by owner. So this happened to me about a week ago when I was asked to fill in for a friend at a ski center. Yes, ski centers are allowed to be open in my country due to it being outside. The layout of the area is somewhat important to the story, so allow me to give you a short tour. There are 5 ski lifts from left to right, family lift, kiddie lift, which is just a rope that the kids hold on to and it takes them about 10 meters up, 2 anchor lifts beside each other, and the last one leads to the street, which is for rails and jumps. None of them are gondola lifts as the center only requires anchor lift. I was working at the so-called family lift, which is meant for families with little kids. This means that the slope is small compared to the rest, so that everyone in the family can ride together. Next to the lift I was working at is a sledding slope, which is for people who just want to come sledding, and this is free, meaning you don't need a ski pass to enter. Also, every lift has a snowmobile, and I had mine parked next to the lift so I could have somewhere to sit if I wanted to, and due to the cold, the suspension was somewhat frozen, which meant that when someone took a seat on the snowmobile, it made a sound. Now to the story. We have Entitled Snow Karen, ESK, Hexbon, HS1 and 2, and me being me. I was helping a young girl onto the lift as she was having problems. That was one of my tasks at work, and when I had my back turned while helping the girl, I heard the suspension creak, and my first thought was that, oh, my turn to go get lunch, as I thought my coworker was back. But nope, I turn around and see 2 of Karen's Hexbons trying to start the snowmobile. Me, "Hey, what on earth do you think you're doing?" HS1, "We want to drive the snowmobile." HS2, "Yeah, we're going to drive it up the slope." Me, "No, you can't do that. You're not old enough. You have to be at least 16 to drive one," and they were like 5 or 6 years old, "and you can't drive this unless you work here." "But Mom said we could." "I don't care what your mom says. You're not allowed on it. I need you to leave." And guess who cuts me off? ESK, "Why are you talking to my babies?" "Ma'am, are they your Hexbon?" "Yes. Now tell me why you're talking to them." "They were on the snowmobile and trying to start it to take it for a joyride." "So? I told them they could." "Ma'am, they can't do that. They're not old enough. They don't work here, and they haven't been trained on how to operate it." "Oh, stop being so rude. Just teach them how to operate it now." "I can't. They're not old enough, and unless you work here, you're not allowed to drive it on the area." HS1, "Mom, I want to drive." HS2, "Tell him to start it." ESK, "Now look at what you've done. You made them sad. I demand you start the snowmobile and let them ride." At this point, one of our regulars and former co-worker came to the lift and gave me a look. "You need some help, son?" I told him, "Oh, hi, Mike." Not real name. Tell insert boss's name here I said hello. I know it sounds cheesy to say, but we used a code. But we've all been told that if we're in a situation where we need the owner and we don't want to say it out loud for one reason or another, to if possible tell someone who works or has worked there to tell the owner I said hello and the boss would come down if possible. Anyway, he understood and went up with the lift and down the slope toward the office. Now, during that 10-second window, the ESK had climbed the fence and joined her kids at the snowmobile to get it started. And then something struck me, and I don't know why I didn't notice it before, but not one of them was in ski gear. No helmets, ski boots, skis, or anything. and the ESK had left 2 sleds behind the fence. Me, still somehow polite. Ma'am, why aren't any of you in ski gear? Because we just decided to go sledding. You can't be on this side of the gate if you aren't planning to ski. Yes, we can. We're paying customers. We ate inside the restaurant. Doesn't matter. You can't be here unless you're going to ski. Now shut up, you little idiot. We're paying customers, and that means we have the right to be here and the right to ride the snowmobile. At this point, I lost it, and I decided to use my army voice. We have compulsory military service in my country. Okay, that's it. Get off the snowmobile now, I commanded them, and they all looked shocked. I guess they never expected a reaction like that from me. ESK, still shocked. How dare you talk to me like that? You need to show your elders some I cut her off. I've tried to be polite and to tell you kindly to leave the snowmobile, yet you've refused. You realize your kids could die or get injured or even worse, kill or injure someone if they drove this thing? You and your kids need to leave, as you clearly have no right nor deserve the right to be here. At this point, she tried to play the victim card when a family of 6 came to the lift. Help! Help, she said. This boy is harassing me and my babies. Luckily for me, the family didn't believe her when I explained the situation and assured them I didn't need help. Now the ESK decided she would play the infamous I know the owner card. ESK, with a smug look on her face, said, You know I know the owner, so unless you want to lose your job, I suggest you start this snowmobile. Don't know why she didn't care about my warning her kids about killing or injuring themselves or others. Ooh, you know the owner, I say? Yes, she says. At this point, I saw the owner walking towards us as the regular had sent him, me. Well, here's your chance to explain to him why I should get fired, I said as I waved at him. I could see the ESK worry a little, but she quickly shook it off. Owner. So, what's the problem here then? ESK flew into a rant. Your employee has been so rude towards me and my kids and refused to let my babies ride the snowmobile, even though I know we're allowed to do so as paying customers. No, you are not allowed to because it's dangerous and wasteful. Also, I can see that none of you are dressed to be on this side of the fence, and thus I can assume you've not paid to be here? Well, what about him? She said as she pointed at me. He's not dressed for skiing either. Well, that's because he works here and he should not be dressed for skiing. ESK, slowly realizing she's fighting a losing battle, decided to go for the harassment claim. Well, he harassed me and my babies, and I demand he's fired for his behavior. Now, the owner's a chill guy and has a great sense of humor and does not take BS from anyone, and he saw he had an amazing chance to strike down this Karen. Well then, should we see what audio the cameras have recorded? No, that's not necessary. But I demanded he be fired for his behavior. The owner cut her off. And I guess I should also tell my daughter that her boyfriend is a horrible person for harassing a mother and her children, right? Oh, how devastated she'll be, he said sarcastically. You see, what the ESK didn't know is that I've been dating the owner's daughter for 2 years, and when I have time, I spend the weekends at her family's house. Now the ESK realized that her battle was lost, and just on cue started shrieking about how she'll leave a horrible Facebook review, how the police will hear about this, how she'll never come back because we are so horrible to customers, yada, yada, yada. You guys know the drill. After she left, me and the owner started laughing, and he said he'd save the security footage because he wanted to keep this as a Karen takedown trophy. Not long after, I got my lunch break and called my girlfriend to tell her about the encounter, and she started laughing as well. I do hope I get to see her again so I can ask her if she'd like to see the owner again. And our third story. At the time I was 15 years old, I supported my uncle in his restaurant since I didn't have a lot of staff, which agreed support in different areas, waiter, dishwasher, etc. At about 2, the sky is cloudy. It was a Karen, which came with an air of superiority. I was attending another table and she begins to snap her fingers, in the purest Thanos style. I was offended, but even so I let it go. He began to sigh that the service was very bad. When I attended her with a smile, I say, "Good afternoon. How can I help you?" To which he replies, "What are you doing here? You're too young to work on this." To which I respond with, "In fact, my parents gave me permission, and I'm only supporting. This apparently does not like this Karen, so half annoyed she started to order. I apologize for the delay. She begins to order for 3 people. She tells me I want it fast. I am the owner's daughter. Annoyed but holding on, I give her order. I do not remember what she asked for, but it was something close to 150 sols. I'm Peruvian. She tells me that she should not pay since your dad owns it. To which I'm fed up, saying, seriously? Well, hello, cousin. How are you? She somewhat surprisingly says, wait, what? I shout to my uncle, come quickly, I found your lost daughter. He says strangely, what? I tell her she says that she's your daughter and that she should not pay. My uncle is 1.8 meters tall, robust and intimidating, to which the 1.5 missus was terrified and upset. She paid quickly, cursing and saying that she would never return, to what I answer in the most sarcastic way possible, then we won't meet at Christmas dinner? What my uncle laughs at, she puts out the middle finger and says that she will call the children's services to take me and that she would close the store for it. So far, nothing has come, so I'm calm. Thanks for reading this somewhat long story. I hope you will be pleased. Hey guys, thank you all for watching the video to the end, and I'll see you in the next one.